Alright, let's get an audio check. See if everything's in sync. Let's see who we got, what victims we got here. Mr. Menzies is the first victim. Congratulations. Rich W. Mr. Psycho is also here, and let's see. Raul Gonzalez, Flatlander, Kyle, Anonymous, Radio, everybody's turning up. Mr. Hook, very good that you could make it this late at night, that you'd be hopefully asleep and getting some rest, but I guess not. No, this is just a fantasy, and I'm not going to start singing with the Queen voice. Alright, I'm actually just experimenting to see if I can improve some of the tracking more than professionalism on my videos. What I like to do is, when I do repairs, I like to be able to, well, normally I just record them, or regardless of whether I'm streaming or not. And one thing I would like is if, well, you've seen I've got my various, barcode stickers that I've been doing with the new label printers, which was another thing that I had to do in software. And I've obviously got myself TD barcode scanner. So now the idea here is that the barcode is unique for the job, and then what I want, if this is probably not going to work, but let's go into Lewis Rossman mode and make sure everything breaks. Okay, so if I go to overhead, alright, this is probably an old barcode. Try this one now. Just check that bottom section. And yep, that updated. Alright, cool. So you can see just below here, this is the current job, which actually is this one here. This is the SMC replacement one we did last night. So at least that did its task. Say if I've got a, say I'm finished with that. I haven't really got anything to say finish the job, but let's see. I need another barcode, damn it. Yep, bend over, that hurts. Yep. What do we got? We got the 1534, and I've got its barcode. Now normally I need to put this scanner in a better place. There we go. Shoot. I just moved everything. Looks like I can't put the scanner up there. It's asking a bit much. Oh well. The other thing that it's doing is it's bringing up a web page for me at the same time with all the job details. So if I've got to add job notes or check on what the job is, I can just look straight away onto the browser screen where it shows me all the job information. So at this point it looks like it's going to do what I was looking for. So it gives me tracking on the video, hopefully without revealing any information of the customer. Usually it shouldn't. The job ID is pretty useless on its own, but at least I know what I'm looking for, and of course the web page is showing up what I want as well. So out of sync, you gotta be shooting me. Dun, dun, dun. Are you really out of sync? Well, let's reset. Alright, so hopefully that will help cut down on the number of times that I'm like, what job am I working on? Or, particularly if I'm reviewing the video footage. So we'll just stick this back down here. I have not been in this workshop all day since we let this, you can see the flux still on this. So I might as well just test this one and see what comes out. So the ideal thing, I do have a stand for the scanner. Maybe I can make it so it's a permanently just scanning mode or something. You gonna come up? You did not adjust. No, you did. I picked up the wrong ticket. Haha. Wrong ticket. What are you? Right. This is the one I want. Okay. So this is the 1466 with the fault. Number 46. Let's see if this actually works now that it's cooled down, it's been waiting a day. So there's a chance, it's not guaranteed, but there's a chance that if it is an intermittent fault, it won't start up properly again. Would love something like that, but must do invoicing as well. Well, Anonymous, it's sort of, they are separate systems, the invoicing system that I have and the job tracking system, but I do have a very quick job summary generator on the ticket system, so I can say, yeah, job summary, and it just copies everything to, what do you call it, the clipboard, and then I can just go dump it into the invoice. I can integrate them if I wanted, but at this point I'm fine with it just being separate units. Okay, so we've got 18 volts up. Let's see if this goes. That's a good start. We just want some blinky lights. 550, so the current is up where it wants to be. 370, oh no, don't die on me now. I work so hard. Come back. 330, please give me green. Alright, looks like it comes back. Let's let it blink one more time. Info text should include board numbers as well. Solder Bridge, the problem is that the data is... There's a limited amount of data I can put up there. I mean, I may look at putting the board number on there. It's not that difficult a task. I'm just going to start running out of text in the bottom. But it's all software that I'm writing, so I guess anything's potentially possible. Okay, so this works. So now I can leave a nice little comment to say it works still after second day of testing. Let's see. Okay, it's good. Don't put real text, put tokens. Well, what do you mean, my Sarah? Oh, I can't, yeah, I can't put this straight back in because it's got all the flippin' nasties on it. Well, no, I'm not going to put tokens like that. I will rather put in the full text boards. Trying to do tokens, while there are certain security advantages, also makes it extraordinarily frustrating, annoying when you have to constantly keep adding to those tokens to handle new boards or obscure one-off boards, things like that. Text is fine. I sanitize all my text before it comes in anyway. Hey, get back here. Flying off into the distance. Hey, Paul Howe. Dun, dun, dun. Well, this is only the first day that I've been putting this together. I spent the earlier part of the day working out how to capture the output from the barcode scanner and keeping it exclusively to a given window or a given program, because under normal circumstances when you've got a barcode scanner it just looks like a normal keyboard. to the system. So when you hit the scan button, wherever your cursor is, the data will come out there, which is usually not what you want in these sort of scenarios. So I had to work out how to, grab that particular keyboard device and restrict it for the basically stop it from dumping text anywhere else. So that was a fun little program. I'll actually put that up on GitHub later, because I noticed that there was a lot of people asking a similar sort of thing. I imagine a lot of other people also have barcode scanners, and one of the things that's irritating is if you're in the wrong window and you click the button, it dumps data where you don't want it. Okay, that's ready for tomorrow. I've had a database that has the info and the stickers, the only entry reference. Well, that's basically what it is already, Tim. The only reason I've got extra text on that sticker at the moment is that it just so I can visually see it in a hurry when I'm just picking up the machines. But yes, the QR code is a URL and encoded data in that. And that lets me pull up my job and all that sort of thing. It's got a bit of security information in there as well, so that people who glean the QR code off the video or something like that can't actually do anything with it. Secrets. Top secret secrets. Hey, Microfix. Alright, let's see. We have to extract a board and then see if we can fix up this 1534. Okay. This one should go blank. Yep. Okay, this is the dead CPU version. And we are going to appropriate the board. And this will become a donor parts board. And everything else we just simply put back. Oops, that was not intentional. What am I doing? So I think I want to put the flexes back so that whoever touches it next. Okay, that's gonna go that way. So it's a fully functioning chassis for whatever happens to it hereafter. Michael, thank you very much for the £2. Well, $2 rather, not £2. What am I, blimmin' British? Thank you for that. So make sure I don't crimp any cables when I put this down. That would be a bit of a shame if that happened. And by golly, they really do want to crimp out though. Nasty little blighters. The trouble with this cable over here on my right hand is that it wants to rest, or it needs to rest into here. These really were a very unusual design in the sense of, in terms of just accessing them and building them, it must not have been easy for anyone in the supply chain. Anyone. Just trying to get it to clip down. A clippy clippy? Alright, I'll just put the screws in. Hey, Wayne Taylor. And then I can send this back to the owner without the board. And hopefully they'll get a good price for it on eBay. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be somebody out there who wants a working screen, keyboard, trackpad, battery. That's a very short screw. I wonder are those super short screws meant to go on the front on these ones? I always thought they'd go at the back. Let's have a test. I am a little quiet again tonight. It's rather late. I only came down here because I wanted to test the setup. And there's no better way to test the setup than to go live. Hey, Pilnov. Okay. Okay, so we have the donor. I probably should mark this. We may not need that, but at least it's a start. Okay, and of course we've got this one. So let's pull up the... There we go. No, this duct extension is still not screwed in. Come on. You people expect far too much from me. Far too much indeed. Zero. I don't know why this screen has gone very dim on me. It used to be quite a bit brighter, but for some reason it's very dim these days. Anyway, I get ooh, you just blanked out. I get 0 milliamp current draw, which obviously, you know, it's got to be something like a couple of microamps or something like that, because if it was truly zero, then these units don't come up. Lewis gave me another plug. Exactly what sort of plug was that? Is this the same board? Shockingly, they actually do look like they are the same board. Yeah, surprised. What horrors did Lewis share today? Mm. I caught him when he was playing Dota. Okay, so why the heck would I only get 0 milliamps on this? I guess I'm just trying to start reading voltages. Someone asked what other channels to recommend. Oh, and he said me. Well, that was rather nice of him. What is the largest Australian tech company? No idea, actually. It depends what sort of tech you mean. IT tech, electronics tech. No, there's many kinds of tech. Da, da, da. Sorry, I'm just going through and looking at things. Thousand. Nope, not you. I gotta admit, I'm actually genuinely not entirely sure what I'm going to be looking for on this. Feel free, anyone, to jump in and tell me what I want, so I don't have to use my brain. How are they doing the USB on these ones? Because there's no CD3215, is there? So what are they using? Yeah, it's a very clean board, that's half the problem. USB 3. I'm just going through and seeing if I can find the USB page. High speed muxing is... okay, that's U4520. Where are you? Okay, it seems like it's these critters here that are doing the muxing. And basic. Well, at least their chips aren't damaged. Mind you, that one's chewed out. Looks like it took a bit of a beating there. Yeah, clean motherboards are the bane of a repairer's existence. Pretty much means that you have to think for yourself, and no one likes doing that. No one likes doing that. Host port micro U4600. And there's this U4600, whatever that is. I mean, the board has sort of seen some beating up around here. I'm not sure what happened there, and these caps do have a bit of a liquid damage look. Nice short though. I'm sure they're all on the same. Yeah, well, no great surprise. That's a Waffen great big cap, so that's whatever is on there is going to be very low resistance. I am definitely fumbling around in the dark like a noob here, and I'm not liking it one bit. The caps don't look so good, I do tend to agree, but they're not so bad either. They do look like they've seen something, but they're not shorted or anything like that. Now ideally what we could do is we'll take the CPU off the other board, because we know we got it to work through the heat reflow, and we will take the CPU off this one and put it on the other board. So we know the other board works and this CPU works, so we'll just put the CPU on the other board. Problem solved. I find it curious how we've got a lot of these little 0201s floating around there that almost didn't make it. It's like marginally on there. Can you even see that? Nope. Yeah, just. Yeah. It's like I need a gradical or something on my... Oh man, itchy nose. A gradical on my viewing port of the microscope, so I can make sure I keep it in center all the time. SMC connections. Oh my god, my nose is just going crazy. It's like I got one of those damn hairs on it or something. Even though you know you don't. Oh. Oh. Max 98357. Please tell me that you've got two of them. 6420. These aren't the caps. These aren't the... damn it. There's a couple of audio amp chips under there, and I was hoping they were the ones that I'm waiting for from China, but they're not. I was going to say, brilliant, I can just take them from here. But unfortunately they are not the ones I want. Which just sucks. Alright, back to looking for the USB. Since nobody seems to be much help. Alright, let's have a look at 3v3. 7,000. Start looking for voltages and hope we get lucky. I just hate that it's so easy to disconnect these things. Oh, like I just did right then. Who came up with the two-part connector for this damn lightning connector? What were they thinking? If we're going to spend more time... Oh, no, can't. Probably going to spend more time reconnecting this damn thing than I am actually fixing anything. You're kidding me. I'm pretty sure this is the... what is it? It's the 0045 board. Yeah, we're all in learning mode. What doesn't help is that because of the lack of successful repairs that you can do on these, there tends not to be a lot of. This thing doesn't even draw anything now. Let's stick it on this other board, the donor. It's going to be sad to turn this into a donor because it is actually a functioning board aside from the CPU dying. Okay, that boots. Yep. So we know that connection should be good. And it clips in good, and I shouldn't have done that because it... And now I legitimately get nothing on there. Okay, so the input stage is completely cactus. Steve Carr just moved it around, that's all. Experimenting. I'm allowed to experiment. I mean, the ends here are a little bit mashed, but it's not that bad. This chip here that's flaked off, I know it shouldn't be a concern, but it still does concern me. I might just make that my first transfer. I'm gonna end up ruining this up here. This mesh. We almost have to switch over to iPhone type hot air. Yeah, a bit like that, Wayne, yes. Hey, Christian. There's absolutely no power draw now, when even acknowledged. So we've gone from having some draw, like 20 milliamp or something like that, to no current draw, or very minimal current draw, to won't even go now. And that is the only thing that I can see on the board that is physically broken. I don't believe it should be the fault, because it's quite a distance down the chain. But I'm gotta start somewhere, especially considering I'm not using my brain. So here we go. Oh, for sure, they're not very entertaining boards to work on. They're not truly the worst, but they're not the greatest either. No. Really, that stuff's just gonna flake right off. Hopefully we can restore that back on later with some dignity. So I'm just using iPhone level heat and air at the moment. It may not be enough, because even though this isn't quite MacBook level of a board, it is still heavier than an iPhone board. What am I doing? 420 and 60. I think it's going to need a bit more air at least. And in saying that, it comes right off. Gave the answer to your screw removal problem in an email. Oh, I did. I got the extractor thing, yeah. Sorry. means we're gonna have to reball this damn thing. Looks tolerable. Glad I put the red slash marks on the donor board because I've already forgotten who's who. Yeah, Tom, it's something I've been working on all day, and hopefully it will help me reference, jobs later. It's good as I'm hoping it will turn out to be a useful archiving of information. It would be really nice if I could make it that it updates the YouTube description for the video concurrently. Just has a appended kind of. Actually, maybe I can do that. I can make it so that it just keeps an appended list, and then at the end of the video I can just upload that list to the bottom of the description, and it will have the time codes and things like that. Yeah. So many ideas, many possibilities. Alright, where do we even have a dot on that? Okay, bottom left is our dot. Now we have to go and reball this. Get off. Oh. Tiny critters, eh? Did you look at Dave Jones' comparison of YouTube and library? I do recall him making some mention of that, but no, I haven't looked at anything like that. Alright, that wasn't me reballing it. That was just me getting the lead-free solder off it, so that when I do reball it with leaded solder, it's not going to contaminate, mess it up too much. So these are tiny little buggers. Fortunately, I've got some good stencils for this sort of stuff. I find the iPhone stencils, and if you get the 3D iPhone stencils, they're particularly useful. Ignoring my spam messages with YouTube links. What? I'm not ignoring your message. I did get them. I've just been really bad not following up. I had to go out today, out of town, check on my family and make sure everything's okay, deliver some goodies to them. Okay, it looks like we've got a match here. If I can just eyeball it down, there we go. Yep, that's a good match. Get ourselves a razor. We'll do some cutting. Way too much paste, but oh well. That should do the trick. We're probably going to end up with some balls on the other side that are as big as the chip itself. These are 3D stencils. The thing is, there's no direct match for this particular chip, being a 3x3. Where the hell's all my balls gone? Everything just disappeared there. See, Wayne? 3D. Yeah, you better apologise for that. Accusing me of not using something that I was, in fact. Unless, of course, you were talking to someone else, in which case then I've got to apologise. Yeah, that didn't work. Now the reason why, I should have actually perhaps put it in that one. The reason why that didn't work is because I just squished too much paste in through the holes while I wasn't keeping it flat. And so it was pretty damn pointless all around. Well, I'll try the next one. Normally I'm not too bad with these, but that one I really botched up. Trying to absorb all the wayward balls lying all over the place. Yes, the English had changed the look. Trying to put a little more data that's useful for me for when I'm looking over things later. So I can look at the video and go, ah, that's that job that I was doing. There's a bit of a larger ball there. We'll see how we go. This stencil I can feel is actually bent. That's a little more realistic. Okay, it's sitting in. And I threw away my razor. Oh well. Let's get another one. The reason why the razor got thrown away is, well, I've got a squillion of them, and once it's got lead paste on it, I don't really like it hanging around too much. Let's try that. The reason why I went back over it a couple of times is because I couldn't get the paste to sit into the hole, the right holes. See how we go this time. That's far more convincing. So baby, it's a fairly small chip, that's for sure. I would say 2.5 millimeters square. Not much more than that. I can't seem to find my micro calipers anywhere, so I'll just have to take my word for it. Alright, we've got our pin 1 down the bottom left there. I need to clean up the board first. There's plenty of flux for it. I'm just going to verify that this is indeed right. Yep, bottom left. Like I said, I'm not expecting this to actually be the fault, but it's sort of a case of I was stagnating and I just wanted to get going with something, if you know what I mean. But sometimes you gotta stop fiddling with stuff when it was in a perfectly good position. Damn you, little chippy. Okay, sometimes they can be a real pain. You literally have to hold them while they and try not burn your fingers. That's the trick. Gotcha. Yeah, see how it played, it was pretending there? It did that first jump and it's sort of like, I'm reflowed. But it wasn't. It was a lie. Hey, Andre. Put job number in description, you can search for matching video. Yeah, English Hedgehog, that's what I was talking about with, it would be nice, what I might do is have the barcode scanning software just produce a log, and then I can cut paste that log into the description when I'm finished with the video. It'd be nice if it was automated though, that's the trouble. Anonymous repair, thanks, I'll check those. Something is in that fan. I'm not a fan of it being in the fan. It's a serious motor and those impellers are dangerous. Okay. English Hedgehog, thank you very much for that. No, well, late to the party, that's okay. And as expected, absolutely nothing has changed. But at least we did fix that little chip, so that's off the mind. Now let's go check some voltages, shall we? That, let's see, Anonymous Repair has been so kind to give us PP Bus E85 programming. E85. Why don't you just search for it, Paul? That's why you wrote a search function. E85. Fine, be like that. PP Bus. Hey, there's no PP Bus E85. Hey Paul S, how's it going? I haven't seen you around for a long time. Heck, I haven't even seen you at the new store. Are they keeping you in the basement or something? Oh, PPV bus. Can you help me on this? Or are you going to let me just suffer? Because that's what everybody does. Okay, it's on that fuse input, which is naturally pretty much covered by that, so we'll try the other side. I was going to look at that fuse before, but... Nope. Jonathan, I'll tell you what I do wish YouTube let you have was a translation transcript. So that... Yeah, because as you know, YouTube will do subtitles, automatically generated subtitles. I would love it if I could get access to those subtitles, because a lot of the time that would be the easiest way of doing it. You just simply, say your board number or whatever, and then find out where you set it. Okay, what do we got? 0 volts. Okay, we got a blown fuse. That would be funny as. 0.47. We're really not getting anywhere here. We're not even on the fuse side. What the hell? What is going on here? That's crazy that I didn't even get that. Well, you should be seeing at least something there. Nada, 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 nada. Alright, we'll check to see if there's any diet mode on that. That's just bizarro. No, it's not shorted. 0.48, that's pretty normal. Let's see. Hey, Nuts and Proud, how's it going? Well, Pernov, I plugged this into the other board, the one that we had that bad CPU that we fixed. And it works. But yeah, there's something going on around here. Have we got a bad connector? Shorted connector maybe? I don't know. That's just some flux under there. People losing their mind going, oh my god, there's a short there. And it's not. It's just flux. Hey Kifola. Where am I looking now? Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, they're not the greatest looking connections, but they're also not blatantly bad. And how do we go and not have any voltage on there? There's an API for downloading YouTube subtitles. Ooh, Scott Ashcroft. That I would love to know. Hey, Paulie Lewis. Yeah, if I couldn't get my hand on the subtitles, then that would really make my day. Okay, let's check if we even got continuity then between that fuse point and the connector. Yeah, let's see, what are we? 3rd or 4th or something like that. We're up here somewhere. Okay, there's continuity there. Hey, Warren Stamps. Yeah, if you're now to get access to the generated subtitles, that just opens up a whole lot of stuff for me. So we've got continuity, so what the hell is going on? And this is actually the connector that... Well, we'll try another one, but I think we'll get the same result. We've got another one here. This is, what is it, AAA 77? The same? Yep. Clips in properly. Try to plug it in. Nothing. What the hell's going on? Oh, okay. In this case, we got nothing because I did disconnect it, but it was still the same before anyway. Yeah, we still got nothing. I'm getting a little weary of having to write code to do everything that I want these days. So it was bad enough spending all the time writing the code to deal with Apple's mistake with the cups system. And then I had to do all this stuff with the barcode scanner. And it's just like, geez, is there anything that's already pre-written for me? Like a open Boardview was. So that's a win. Oh, we're back. And we're back to 90 milliamp. Yep, 90 milliamps. You can barely see that. I don't know why this is not so bright anymore. I don't know what happened. It used to glow very well. But now, you struggle to see it. Okay, let's have a look at those voltages now. Uh, 5.19, so we're not getting up to 20. So let's have a look at what else was suggested we look at. 3v3 G3 hot. G3H. Naturally, I've turned the board upside down to confuse myself. Two by the keyboard. Gotchas. Thankfully, we're still at least showing 80 milliamp. Okay, so we've got no G3 hot. And I'll just check that in a couple of other places just to be sure. See if it jumps up at all. Nope. Let's see, Scott Ashcroft. The API is pretty simple. Once you've jumped through the hoops to do OAuth, it's God, I hate doing OAuth. I don't know why, every time I do an OAuth it's like a 3-week fiasco and then, yeah, you forget what you're doing. Alright, so we don't have G3 hop. That's a good start, at least we know pretty much why nothing else wants to come up. And this is a new board, so what the hell generates G3 hot around here? What is it? U1900, I'm guessing, is it? I don't know. No, that's a clock generator. Wrong, try again. Didn't you have a short to ground? Penov? No, I don't believe I tested any of that, sorry. I don't recall testing that. Three V three R 3VA on. Okay, let's have a look at that. 3V3 R3 Ion. Okay, it's on the cap that's just sitting under there. You should try to find somewhere else. There's another cap on the chip beside. Right, there we go. Right, so we're looking for a short, are we? Let's have a look. Suspiciously low resistance. No, I think I had a mistake. That was another board entirely. Oh, okay. Was it this one? Oh, that's right. Yes, now I remember. It was like 86 ohms or something like that. It wasn't quite enough to trigger the beep, but it was enough. Yeah, 82 ohms. Alright. We do have a reference at least. Except I've now taken a part off it, so it might not quite give me the same reference, but let's have a look at what this one reads. This is the donut. If I could just get my damn finger steady. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a big difference. So 3 mega ohms on that versus 86 ohms. Hey, Eric. Alright, so that is a huge difference. Probably good old U4700 then. U4700. What's that? What the hell is U4700? I mean, I can see it on the board view and the schematic here. What does it actually do? Now this beastie here. Well, suppose we'll take it off and see if it improves. I guess that's going to be the plan, I take it. The remove and hope process. I guess we'll see. At least it's not a BGA, so we can just stick it straight back down. Hey, House of Moth, how's it going? Nice when I remember who the heck it is that's attending in the channel. Did not expect to see you so often as I do these days. The lamb, yeah. I guess I'm just trying to do something fairly periodically. It's a USB-C communications chip. Really? Alright, that's news for me. I didn't know that. Thank you. So we're going in again with iPhone level heat and air. I think it's a little bit low, but we managed to get that BGA off, but it was a tiny one, so we'll see how we go here. I think I am going to need a little more. Yeah, we're going to need a little more here. Right, yes. Quite right you are, Jimbo. Well, let's have a look at what that value is now. Let's see whether we've lost that partial short. Giffany, I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you. Well, we're a little bit higher, but we're still nowhere near the 2 meg. So it's a start, but like I said, it's nowhere near 2 meg. So I don't know whether that's just because of heating or because I took that other chip away. I don't know. That's a pretty big dive, but we'll see. Well, I know the board's hot and I'm just going to make it hotter now because I'm going to clean up all this solder. Alright, Stray, thanks for that. Yeah, this is a new sort of repairs for this sort of board for me, so I appreciate all the help that everybody's giving. And yeah, I'm not being facetious, I'm genuinely thankful for it. The person who owns this board is probably like, what the hell, man, I sent you a computer and you don't know how to repair it? And it's like, it doesn't quite work like that, but it's more a case of being an idiot and putting, damn it, I put solder balls everywhere there. I wonder where they come from the other, damn. It's not good, I'll have to brush those off. And naturally they're stuck there. Well, thankfully we have a donor, so we actually can maybe get this fixed. Feels bad pulling these bits from the donor. I mean, apart from the dead CPU, there was nothing wrong with this machine. Luke Davis, it's really something that's highly subjective, to be honest. It's just a case of you start out maybe on the low side and find that you're not getting enough, it's not going anywhere in a hurry. Do not lose the orientation. Damn it. Fine, lose the orientation. Force me to have to double check everything. Yeah, sort of start out on the lower side more than the high side. If you're going to have a choice between high heat and high air, probably high heat might be a little better. Hey Max, how's it going? Let's see, pin 1 is up towards the inductor. It's definitely a practice thing though. When you first start with these, you're sort of just wandering around in the dark. You don't really know for sure what air and each board is different. That's half the other problem. Okay, so like I feel like I've got too much air there now to put this back on. And I'm going to drop down to about 430. Because this has got leaded solder on it, it's not going to need the intensity of the lead-free option that we had to use before. Thank God that tacked down. That pin I've got bored and whoops. Thanks Pernoff for explaining that. Yes, quite right. There's no real point replacing the CPU on these because they inevitably will just... It's like replacing the GPU on a 2915. It's just not something there's no point in it. It's going to die anyway. But on the other hand, if you can find a workaround, which you can with the 2915 and things like 3332 and such like, then fine, you can do something. But unfortunately, there doesn't really seem to be much in the terms of workaround for failing CPUs. I suppose I should let this cool down a little bit. Just a little. Imap Yanko, thank you for the 5. You don't think Lewis... What's this? Evening Paul. You don't think Lewis really upset from my Paul donation? I thought it was funny. Oh, he's not upset, no. He found that quite amusing. Whenever it comes to taunting me or and things like that, he's on board for that sort of thing. So yeah, certainly don't be concerned at all. He would have been laughing. He just pretends not to. Because he likes to make me feel bad. Here we go. Yes, congratulations. We have a booting board. We have 560. Yes. So it was 4,700. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So who was it that said that? Between Pernov, Anonymous, and Stray. Damn it. Yeah, Pernov, Anonymous, and Stray. Thank you very much, chaps. Ron Rogers, I tell you how much I enjoy watching you and Lewis diagnose and repair boards. As a ham operator, oh, cool. Find you guys highly skilled and educational. You know, ham radios is something that completely, in fact, anything RF basically, it feels like black magic. I don't know how you guys can do it. Like I've seen the schematics for like your board amps, your RF amps, or your, sideband generator, yeah, all that sort of stuff. I look at it and honestly, that stuff is way beyond me, and I've been trying to understand it since I was probably like 15, somewhere around that. and it never quite clicked in the head. So in the end I ended up with programming and digital electronics. So it's a very different field, and I certainly admire those people who can just look at that sort of RF stuff and know what the heck they're doing, because it's completely blows me away. Okay, so we might have a working board. For how long I don't know, but that's the way it goes. James Ewing, yes, I probably do these days do more streams than Lewis. To be fair, Lewis does have his various responsibilities that he must attend to. Okay. Job 5-1. I'm just going to put in the notes before I forget. Add notes. Let's see. We had. What do we have? 90 milliamp draw. 5 volt on PPV bus E85. No PP bus G3 hot. 80 ohms on, what the heck was that rail that Peonov kept beating me over the head over? I'll find it, don't worry. 3v3 R3 3v0. Okay. Replace U4700. Also replaced that chip that had a chip in it. U7860. U7860 chipped. Submit. Okay, perfect. Oh, Wayne, yeah, I mean, trying to deal with people. People do love to sort of, how could you put it? They want to connect with Australians, I've noticed, and so they usually come up with some crazy joke or something like that. When I lived over in South Africa, every single flippin' day I would be putting up with some stupid sheep joke or something like that. And look, I'll be honest, it actually became very irritating, but the people were just trying to get friendly with you, and it's like, that's so funny, I've never heard that one before, you moron. Besides, it's the New Zealanders. That was the worst bit. So yeah, I'd imagine in New York it'd be all, that's not a knife, as you say, yes. And you're like, yeah, I've never seen Paul Hogan before. But yeah, it's people just wanting to connect, and I can appreciate that, so they have to sort of swallow a bit of frustration multiple times a day. Maybe I can be more like Ricky Gervais and just tell people to fuck off. But I noticed you don't have to do the Morse code section on RF ham license anymore. Or maybe that's just with a particularly lower license, lower class. Okay, we're putting our privacy filter on, and we are going to try and connect this up, and hopefully we get a boot. Oh, I haven't got anything else connected at this point. It's just the screen and the USB, nothing else. Wish us luck. I'm connecting. Okay, we've got 20 volts. It's a good start. I'll turn off this. Carry a giant knife. I'll probably get shot either by the police or by the gangs or by the Texans. I'm not sure which one would take me out first. Did my Morse just for a change. Enjoy CW, enjoy continuous wave. I do know most of the terms, but like I said, when I looked at the stuff, hey, we got a boot. So there we go, 4700. So Lewis was actually right when he said it'd be 4700, but the trouble is the resistance reading threw him, so he was on the right track, it was right there, but he lost his nerve when it didn't come up as a short. So there you go. You don't need Morse for high frequency now, 91 to 30. Okay. Aha, lethal one's here. Suck eggs, lethal one. You missed your opportunity, buddy. That's what you get for sleeping in. Okay, so that's good. Obviously nothing's going to work, so I just have to disconnect it. Because it's all... it's a shame that... It's a shame that the person who donated... Well, they didn't donate. I mean, yeah. Anyway, they did. The person that I took this board from... Yeah, it's a shame that they didn't get to have the opportunity to have the machine in a working state for them. But, you know, what can you do about this dying CPUs? Not a lot. I mean, this is probably going to follow the same fate within a few months, and that's going to make me have a difficult time billing this out. Because you know that, yeah, I'd basically just have to put a ton of warnings on it and say, be prepared for this to be dead in the near future. But they've already put a fair bit of money into it. They've replaced the top case and everything. Or the top keyboard. Okay, now I need to put... this back in. Hey, Tony W. Jimbo, I don't know about the C2000 fiasco. What was that one? Have we got a link on that? Pernov, oh, well, sorry Pernov, that came out louder than I expected. I've been having that trouble lately. I'll be talking to my wife and all of a sudden I'll start my sentence with some great outburst and we're both stunned and we're kind of like, wow, that was a bit louder than we expected. I don't know what causes it. It's like I've lost regulation capacity on my capability, rather, on my voice. Oh, for flipty's sake. God damn, I hate this. So, seriously, Apple, come on. You could have given me a millimeter more. Worst is, I don't even know what I'm fighting. No, what I'm trying to achieve. I'm just like, just jam it in, jam it in, jam it in. And that's not a really nice way of doing this sort of thing. Hey, Buzz Cola. Oh, great, the Morse code that I can't interpret. Uncle Burr, Moscow. Wow. Thank you for dropping in and saying hello. C2000 mostly embedded stuff with loads of Cisco kits go bang. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, this CPU is basically an embedded type CPU. Yeah, the sort of CPU you'd expect to see on a lot of that type of equipment. So I know we like to get on Apple's case, but in this particular instance, I'm pretty damn sure Intel's the one that's got to take the hit because it's their CPU. For flip-de-doo's sake, honestly, it makes me at times just want to cut the edge off that eyelet. So what the hell were they thinking? Fine, we'll do it this way. Do a full fold out like that. And then violate the principles of modern materials and flex it right out. We're going to do that? No, we're chickening out. There's my T8. Loosen up the hinges on the other side and they'll let me swing the screen a bit. Now the danger is that if I try making the hinges move around, it's probably going to bend something, which we don't want. No, you're being a right little sod, aren't you? Oh, you said hello, did you? Isn't... Which ones are the single... There's like dot and there's dash. What are they? Is that E and T or something? I imagine based on frequency of use. Ha! Ha! Sorry. Finally got that damn thing in. Should charge people more just for the fact that I have to deal with that particular weird installation issue. Okay, let's put the T8s back in the hinge, and then that way I'm not at risk of breaking anything that I don't want to break. Okay. Right. Marvelous. Thinking I probably should finish up just now. Way late for my supper. Holy crap! Yeah, 1:30 in the morning. I'm definitely very late for my supper. I'm going to be in rather significant trouble with the power broker in the house. And for those, oh flip's sake, come on. For those wondering, that's obviously not me. I'll put that screw in there and that'll hold that steady. You're T4, are you? Let's strip the heck out of this one too. The head of it. So I'm just going to put a USB-C in there. Make sure it actually sits appropriately flush. Yeah, not flush, but make sure it actually sits in there without jamming. Seems good. Okay, now I can put this in. You're really not convincing at all. Tony W, the check shirt does indeed indicate it has dropped below 20 degrees centigrade here, which I am extremely happy about. Over 20 is just rather appalling weather in my opinion. I mean, what were humans thinking going into such hot areas? Oh, you're a Phillips head. Well, fancy that. Okay, finally. Alright. Okay. I think at this point I'm basically just going to put this aside, tackle it, finish it up in the morning because it is getting pretty damn late. Like I said, 1:30. I do have to get a little bit of food before I head off to sleep. Just going to put these broken parts in here. I don't know why. Right, it's done. was good. We had a win. It took us a long time, and if it wasn't for the help of the chat, probably wouldn't have got there anywhere near as quick, even though it was a moderately long time. Let's see. There we go. Alright. Let's catch up on chat. Okay, what model and make is your label printer? They are both Dymo 450s. They are not Dymo Turbos, they're just Dymo 450. Which, and the fact that I had two of them on Linux is what caused all hell break loose. It's, if you have two printers of identical type, and if they don't have unique serial numbers in their parallel port printer signature string, then the printer system CUPS has no idea how to deal with them. So that's fun and games. That took a couple of days of programming to sort out how to fix that one up, which I did, and it is actually a bug in the Apple software, and I have submitted a fix. Whether they take it or not, I don't know. The big problem is for them, if they apply the fix, it will break pretty much every other installation out there that relies on a serial number, and if the serial number does not match between the string that they have been reading and relying on versus the actual USB serial number, the serial number in the USB data structure. So maybe they'll find a way around it. Maybe they'll say, well, if there's more than two printers that we can detect of the same type, then we'll look at differentiating them. Otherwise, we'll stick with the old code. Still reading the, oh, damn you, YouTube, jumping around with your text. Alrighty. Let's see. What if you offer customers with computers in this shape a chance to sell them to you when they do? I do actually do that occasionally. The trouble is that I know what they could get it on eBay for it versus what I'm willing to offer for it, and there's a pretty big gap. So say something like that complete chassis, I wouldn't offer more than $250 for the screen, deck, and the motherboard if it was all in reasonably good shape. And that's not me so much trying to cheap out on the person, it's just a case of I just can't afford to spend more than that when really a lot of it I might not be using. So it's a bit of a trade-off. It's kind of like when you sell your car to the wreckers, you almost never get what you're going to get if you sell it yourself, like on the street or something like that. Public holiday on Monday, yes, that one caught me out actually. I was rather annoyed by that. I do not really appreciate public holidays hitting me like that. It interferes with the shipping. It means I won't get stuff till Wednesday probably now. It really throws a mess in everything. I mean, it seems like, at least in this country, you don't get started a free run in business until around about June. Up until June, it's just so many different things happening that you don't get a chance to have a good, long, solid run. Well, you'd think, though, every year we'd be used to it, but since it happens the same every time, but no, we don't. Gumtree full of wanted MacBook. Yeah, I've noticed that they're popping up every single where. It's obviously Lewis's fault because he's going around telling everyone that, hey, you can fix MacBooks. Just go buy some cheap MacBooks and fix them up, and you'll become a genius too. And what is happening is these people tend to be much better at social interaction and getting people to send in machines as well to repair when they aren't qualified to repair. They don't have the skill sets, and then they take the people's money, give them a botch repair, and then eventually the people end up with people like Tim, Lewis, myself perhaps, and the machines are butchered, the person has no money, and they balk at the fact that we charge higher prices. And so nobody ends up winning except the first guy who was created because Lewis said, it's a gold mine. Anyway, I'm not really paying out on Lewis. It happens with no matter what industry you're in. When people start to see that you can make money fairly easily with minimum investment, it's just the way it goes. And in this case, Lewis just happens to be the flag bearer of it. So we all get to punch Lewis for it. It's not a gold mine anymore. It used to be. Like I haven't seen a simple 1466 backlight repair, or yeah, I haven't seen any of those simple repairs, or even like an iPhone 6 Wi-Fi cap shorted out fix, things like that. They get gobbled up by everyone else, and you just end up with all the jobs that take you many hours to do, or they're rabbit holes, or you end up fixing one thing only to find that some other section of the computer is ruined, and then it becomes a mess that's not economical to repair. So the person ends up saying, you know what, just don't worry about it, I'm cancelling the repair, and things like that. So it becomes quite messy. You end up with all the complicated cases and none of the real profit. But it's the same everywhere. It's just the same everywhere, no matter what industry. I don't think most people realize how much of an investment it is in tools, parts, and consumables. Definitely in the tools and time, yeah, to do it right. Yeah. Yeah. Got in too late to see the simple stuff. I get complicated pains in the butt. Yeah, that's pretty much all that's left these days. Uh, Hopefully we will get a MacBook soon that Apple produces that will be a bit like the iPhone SE 2020 that's coming out. Something that will give us a few more years of repair life, that could be profitable. You need to have something that goes wrong on these machines that is fairly viable and predictable, but can be done out of warranty. So otherwise we'll just have to find another area, and that's the important thing, is to go always be looking for some other area that you can start working in once this particular gold mine, as it were, runs out. So I guess some people, like say Tim, they're looking at medical equipment. I'm looking at auto stuff and electric vehicle stuff, things like that. So you got to get your fingers out and try and feel around to see what your next area is going to be. Because while it's fun to do these MacBooks now and the iPhones, it probably will dry up at some point. Whether it's 5 years or 10 years, I'm not sure. But it probably isn't a bad idea to have a plan. Maybe this health crisis will see a pivot into healthcare and associated services and products. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so hopefully that will come up. Do you know the XPG hard drive? I do not. But repairing Apple products eats into Apple profits. Yes, I know. I'm very ashamed of that. Alright. Okay, my voice is cracking up now. CAN bus. Oh, it's no fun working with CAN bus. So what's the stream about? Leon, the stream is about to end. So, with that, I'll see you all later. You'll take care. I might be here tomorrow. Not sure. I'll work on this barcode scanning stuff a little more. Try to get some more data into it. And I will look up the YouTube API for getting the, the predicted subtitles, because that will be very useful. So thank you very much for letting me know about that. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Until then, you'll take care, have fun, enjoy the weekend.